Hello you guys, what is up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Samantha and I am the Gem Priestess. I'm an energy healer who is here to help you figure out what is going on inside of your body. You know, any pain, any discomfort, all of that definitely stems back to us, harboring onto and hanging on to, negative emotions, whether they be from childhood, past relationships, just different patterns that we've picked up from other people. All of that stuff, we can internalize it and hold it into our body, and so it gets stored in different places and therefore makes different parts of our body ache, pain, discomfort, all of that stuff. So that is what I do each and every single day. So if you are interested in that, down in the description box will be a link to my website. You guys can click that, check that out, read, all about my energy healing services. You can hear from past clients of mine, hear kind of how my energy healings work, because it is something that is a little different and that not many people know about. So all of that, like I said, will be linked down below. But for today's video, I definitely wanted to talk about something that is super important that I think goes unnoticed in a lot of people, because I noticed that it went unnoticed in me. Very much, we talk about, how the negative emotions get trapped, and a lot of times with, all emotions really kind of need to be fed, kind of need to grab onto something even more for them to keep containing. And usually when we have negativity going on in our body, we are constantly feeding that. And so I definitely wanted to talk about like negative talk today and how different forms of that can come to be, because like I said, I noticed in myself pretty recently that, in a lot of my life, I was talking negatively all the time and I thought it was like normal. And so there are many different ways that it can come up, that it can kind of fester, even in the way you talk to yourself, the way you talk to others, kind of the music you listen to, stuff like that. So we're definitely going to go and like break all of that down today. We're definitely going to talk about that and see, kind of how just tweaking those things a little bit really can change, how you look at the world, how you look at yourself, your life, and definitely how you feel about what's going on in your body, and being able to pivot from that and make just everything kind of the life that we always want our lives to be like. All right, so in this past, couple of weeks, we'll even extend it to like a month, I've definitely been going out more, interacting with people more, and there have definitely been times where people are kind of like, oh, well, hold on, and just with, the things that I say, there was this, specific time that really caught my eye, and like that was kind of the turning point for me. There was this one day I was out at, like the farmer's market with my friends, and I was talking to someone at one of the booths, and it was hot that day, so we were talking about, oh my gosh, like how it was so hot, and the weather and stuff like that. And I looked at them and totally calmly, total insincerity, I didn't mean it maliciously, I was like, oh yeah, well, I think from this point on, like it's just gonna get worse, like it's just kind of the point in the year where the heat just gets worse. And they were like, no, I don't really want to buy into that. And, from that moment on, I was like, oh my gosh, like that was totally a negative thing to say, a negative way to think about the world, about the life that I live, in this world that I live in. I didn't need to talk like that. I didn't need to think like that, because why is heat a bad thing? Two, there's very much everything in our life just comes down to our beliefs, so we can believe that something will be different, and it can be, so it was very much in that moment that I was like, oh, I taught, like that was a really negative thing to say. And then of course I went back and thought on other things that, I will say, certain things, certain outcomes would happen, and of course they would be negative outcomes. And again, I said it in total sincerity. I wasn't trying to be rude or mean or whatever it may be. I was never trying to be those ways. I was very much like, oh no, like, yep, that's how it is, like, oops, sucks to suck. And very much that was totally, one, inappropriate, two, wrong, and just wrong on so many levels. I was I was myself having negative beliefs, but then two, I was feeling other people with those negative beliefs too. I was bringing those negative beliefs into other people's lives, and maybe they didn't want that. Two, they didn't think like that, and now I am losing their train of thought, their positive thinking, and having them buy into my own negative thinking. And that's not always true, and is really kind of messed up. So there's a lot that goes on with, our kind of negative self-talk or just negative talk, how we talk about the world, and then even our self-talk, how we talk about ourselves, that is really detrimental to other people and how they live and exist and, kind of want to be in the world, that we really do infringe on that on other people when we come up to them with our, sucky ideals and sucky beliefs. And, even projecting that onto other people is its own whole other thing. But I definitely want to come back to the self-talk and how we feel ourselves. We believe these negative things about the world. Oh my God, it's summertime. It's going to be so hot. Everyone's going to be out and everything's going to be busy and packed and this and that. But there have been times where I've gone out and no one's there. No one is in the way of me. No one is, infringing on my fun, anything like that. It's totally, there have been times where that's happened. There's proof of that. And so we definitely do have to go back into our brains and say, hey, like, that wasn't true then. So there's truth to this. So why are we still holding on to, oh, well, it sucks, it's the worst? There's been times where it's not. So definitely, with that self-talk and with realizing that we can be negative, even in very small ways of just like, oh, it's just going to keep getting hotter and hotter. Like, oh, that sucks. With that, we can turn that. And then even more than just wanting to turn that, because like, who wants to think like that? Like, that sucks. Oh my God, it's going to get hotter and hotter. Like, that sucks. But then it's also, we start to just keep accepting the sucky things. So we accept, oh, it's hot. And then it goes to, oh, my back hurts. Oh, this, that. And then, we just wear ourselves down and we only expect the negative things. Oh, of course my car broke down today. Oh, it was so hot. Of course my car overheated, even though you just bought your car 7 months ago or whatever it is. So there are all these different things and these different beliefs that we hold on to or that we expect when we don't need them to. And then of course that reflects into our body. So of course, when I am on the freeway and, living in LA, I expect there's going to be traffic, and traffic stresses me out. So that I expect the traffic, I expect the stress, and me specifically, I hold stress in my back. So then I'm like, oh, traffic, stress, back pain, and I accept all of it. But instead, I don't have to do that. I can say, no, I'm going to get from point A to point B in the fastest, safest way possible. And believe that. I'm going to get there fast. I'm going to get there safe physically, me in my car. Nothing bad is going to happen to me in my car. But then also in my body. I am safe in my body. I'm not stressed out. I'm not in pain in my back. I don't have to worry about that. And we carry on these beliefs. And, then we carry these good beliefs and we don't have to worry about the negative stuff. I don't have to worry about being stressed out and all the other things that can come from too much stress, headaches, my back pain, my anxiety is super like through the roof now. I don't have to worry about all of that because I now believe I'm going to get there my fastest, safest way possible. And so it's going through and saying, okay, what are some sucky things that I expect out of this world? And how can I turn those around to be good things so then they're not going to impact my body anymore? And so that is something that, again, is super about, how my energy healings work. I will sit with you, okay, what do we believe? What do we expect from the world? Things like that. And how does that play into our body? So like I said, I would expect traffic, which I expect to give me stress, which then I expect to make my back hurt like crazy. And then I expect to be immobile, this, that, whatever. And so it's all about that. What do we expect and what do those expectations lead to in our body? And so then how can we change that one expectation? How do we change that to change oh, there's going to be traffic? How do I change that and then change the domino effect that goes on in our bodies? So it is definitely super important to watch what you believe in and watch just kind of the things that are influencing you too. Are you watching the news avidly, or even sometimes just the music that you listen to? What are you listening to? What are those lyrics saying to you? Are they saying, oh my gosh, love sucks? You only end up, with a knife in your back and this and your heart hurting and, whatever. Are we listening to that? And are we taking that in? What do we then believe about love? What do we believe about people who have life easy? It's always, there are songs that are about, like the rich and the famous. We know a lot of times people will envy the rich and the famous because their life is easy. Oh, they just get to sit down and make money every single day. And we're envious of that. And instead of envying that for what it is, I'm mad that they have that because I also want that. We internalize that in our bodies, and that shows up in funky ways, in ways that we feel like we can't earn the things that they have unless we suffer. So unless, oh my gosh, whatever stomach issues I have, whatever neck issues, head issues, whatever can come from that, we're holding on to that. And so it's important to look at, okay, what media am I consuming right now? And how is that affecting my life? How is that playing out in my life? And oh my gosh, I can't have what they have because, like, oh, well, only they get to have it easy, but I have to work hard for it. And you're going to find in your life that you are making things hard for you. You're making things hard in your body because you feel like you have to suffer to be able to have those things. So even for them, it gets to be easy for them. It's like that same thing, like I said, about it being hot and things being, crazy crowded outside because it's summertime, whatever. Well, for them, it got to be, it can be easy for them. Or even then, it can come in many different ways. You don't have to do it all yourself. People do get help in many different ways, from friends, from family, even getting like loans and stuff from banks, or random things can happen all the time if you believe that you don't have to do it alone and that it can be easy for you. And again, by changing it gets to be easy for me. I don't have to work hard for what I want. You're gonna again notice these changes in your body. You're gonna notice, oh my gosh, like I'm flexible in my body and I'm flexible in my life. So those things really do come hand in hand. And like I said, that is something that I work with people, every single day, and that I am constantly looking to work to even better myself, because I will say we all struggle from things from time to time. So it's very much I work to, fix that within myself, and then I work to help you guys with that too. So that is definitely going to be it for that little bit of, just kind of negative self-talk and just kind of negative talk in general, and how changing the perspective of those things really can't help to just kind of change your entire life and change really how you think about things, how you see the world, how you feel, even just inside your body. Again, that body pain, that, kind of immobility in your back, or the chronic headaches, or, whatever it may be that's going on in you, that you feel like, oh, well, I have to hold on to this pain because holding on to this pain explains X, Y, and Z. But you don't always need an explanation for X, Y, and Z, because sometimes X, Y, and Z just don't exist. So definitely is something to think about, and is definitely something that I just wanted to bring to, the table here, bring to everyone's just kind of, I don't know what I was going to say, but kind of just, like I said, bring to everyone's table and just mention it to everyone so that you guys know, hey, even if I'm suffering right now, or if I feel like I have to struggle right now, I don't always have to do that. It can be easy. It can be fun. I can be calm in my body, and it's not a big deal. I can have what I want and what I want to do. So that is definitely going to be it today. I think I have said plenty on that, and how, you know, I definitely work with you guys to, you know, figure that out, figure out what's going on inside of you so that you can feel better ultimately in your body. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I enjoyed hanging out with you, and I cannot wait until I see you guys next time. Bye-bye.